Okay, so what's it called again?
Well,
Following the signs.
Following the signs.
Following
well,
the
I
signs.
actually put getting your butt.
Getting off your butt.
Yeah. Getting off your butt and following the signs.
Getting off your butt and following the signs. So how did it all begin? So it began with the numbers.
Yes.
Yes. I had this, well, I had nothing. Our father said, show them the numbers.
Yeah.
So we arranged to do the numerology. So we did, the usual stuff. The birth path, life path, name, etc. And it was just like a short course, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just to get us used to
Just
it
to get
as well,
used to the numbers and just like to see basically to see who radiates with.
Yeah, it's having a natural interest in it.
That's
as
it.
well.
Well, seeking the truth. Seeking the truth, and from the beginning of the scriptures, that was the first day. That was the second day. You know what I mean? Numbers. So everyone enjoyed it so much. Then I thought, okay, they wanted to continue, didn't they? So I was like, all right then. But I didn't really have a plan as usual. We just go with the spirit. And I kept seeing repeating numbers. So I thought, okay, well, we'll look into these numbers. And I remember on the very first night that we got together for that, I said I felt like they're coordinates. I really felt like they were coordinates. But anyway, week by week we went down the rabbit hole. And it was getting closer and closer to the Lionsgate portal, 8 of 8. And like there was this like urge in me, I need to go somewhere, I need to go somewhere. And one morning just sat meditating, it was revealed to me, yes, there are coordinates. I do need to go somewhere. And part of that was the date, 8 of the 8th. I needed to be somewhere on the 8th of the 8th. And I thought, where would I need to be on the 8th of the 8th?
Yeah.
Then I thought, where, if we're going from the Babylon system, the 3D system, whatever you want to call it, into the new earth, and the 5D system, heaven on earth, where's 4? Where's 4? 4, a place of keeper of time.
Yeah.
Keeper of time. And I thought it's Glastonbury, it's the Isle of Avalon.
Yeah.
And I instantly knew. We had to get our butts down to Glastonbury.
The heart chakra of the world.
Yeah, so they say, who knows, but yeah. Certainly when I arrived, the minute my feet landed, well, I got off that plane with 2 small kids, me and my 2 babies, and got off the plane, and the minute my feet actually touched the ground, like off the plane, off the ramps and all the rest of it, it's like an energy just shot up me, and I instantly felt like I was home, like boom. And I remembered thinking that I will never leave here. I might go on holiday. I have never left. I've never left since I've come here. Just there's something about the energy on the land. I just love it. It's like, and sometimes I'm walking around or like I'm driving, and it's certain times when the light comes through the trees, and it's just a different quality of light. It's like I feel like I'm here, but I'm not here. I'm here, but I'm here in a version that's heaven. Everything's alive, So.
And living your best life.
Living my best life.
So the coordinates then.
So I reckoned Glastonbury.
Yeah.
We have to be up that tall.
Yeah.
Because then obviously, the minute I thought Glastonbury, I was catapulted back into, remember when we immersed ourselves with the ley lines and all of the stuff from Margaret Starbird.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was way back.
Yeah, that was way in the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. And I just was back there, and it all just came flooded back, the ley lines, the Michael line, the Mary line, and I thought, we have to be in that energy. We have to be in that energy, in the place where legend tells us that the physical Yeshua and the physical Mary Magdalene walked. I mean, there's a temple there. Why wouldn't we? So then what happened? Activate the phone tree. Got the priestesses on the case. Yeah. Nin's car.
Yeah.
Donna's going over the speed limit, everybody. That was a beep beep.
Sorry.
We're off.
Oh.
We're off on our pilgrimage, on our adventure.
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise. No Brad Pitts along the way, Donna.
No, we're going for Yeshua.
It was all going fine until he turned up. You know what I mean? So we're just waiting for Jesus, basically. Yeah. And
Move over, man.
the fish van moved over.
Yeah, well
Thank you, darling. All right, we'll catch up with you later. Love you.
Bye.
So, we're driving along, and there's like vehicles going by. Everyone, literally a message. But the funny thing is, on the oncoming traffic on the other side of the motorway, Donna sees, I'm busy taking a video of my date of birth plastered across the back of a curtain cider. And Donna sees a truck coming on the motorway past us, and it says Saints. She gets so excited, she hits the freaking brakes on the motorway!
So we walk through those beautiful oak wooden doors, and instantly you are drawn to the beautifulness of it. It's light and space. It's small, but it's beautiful. Looking at the stone floors and all the beautiful paintings on the walls, you can actually touch them. The symbols, you know, Mary Magdalene's there with her jar, you know, the beautiful altar that's there. But something happened when we walked into that door. Something happened. Kerry had lit a candle, all things resumed. I could sense something. I was there observing something. I didn't know what at that moment. A couple of minutes later, 3 ladies came into the chapel. Kerry's already at the altar. You know, we've both been stood there, we've both had a pray, but I've moved away. It's obviously a sense of, you know, come back, withdraw. I wasn't withdrawing from the moment, I was withdrawing, moving back, just moving away, that was all, and observing. These beautiful ladies came in, and the way we just clicked, it was like we knew them. Anyway, 2 ladies, they walked over to where Kerry was, and they're talking. You know, instantly they're talking about empowered woman, Yeshua, the way. And one of the ladies sat down and took a pew, and you can see by the picture and the way she's responding, fully engrossed, fully focused on what was being said. And the third lady, she was at the back with me. She was kind of hanging back and observing what was also going on. But you know, very friendly. It was a beautiful situation. That's not the right word. Experience. I didn't know them, but you need time away to reflect. But I knew at the time it felt so special, and the first of something, I didn't know what. At this moment, I'm just going with it. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just trying to give you the feeling of how I was feeling then. It was like, wow, I'm witnessing something, the first of something. And then looking up and seeing Kerry and how she's talking and communicating with the ladies, it was beautiful. The ladies then walked over to the altar, and then one of them started humming. I mean, I didn't record it. It wasn't appropriate, I didn't think at the time. Man, the acoustics in that place is amazing.
So we leave the abbot's kitchen and we take a nice walk, and we are walking to the great church.
Yeah.
And what blew my mind as we're walking, it's straight in front of us, was just, it felt like these big shards of, well, you can see from the picture that this was being birthed, these two big arches,
Yeah.
which I could see in my mind were full, but they're broken.
They're crumbling. Yeah.
Yeah, crumbling,
They're old,
but I
yeah.
could see them
Yeah.
as full, and it just like that they were being birthed. So when we're getting closer, and we're walking through one of the, I think we walked through the right arch, and it kind of blew my mind. It took my breath away, because I remember by times I've reached the main altar, I had to sit down on the floor. but anyway, going through there, I was just imagining in my head, pictures were formulating in my head of how it could have looked back then, because this is thousands of years old, this church.
Yeah, yeah.
The great church.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm thinking, wow, this is where Mary, Magdalene and Yeshua walked. And I'm hearing footsteps walking, like on the floor, on the stone floor. I mean, it's a beautiful grass, weren't it, that was there?
Yeah.
But I could picture in my head the stone floor, the beautiful, beautiful floor. But the sound of people's feet walking on there, I
Clop, clop, clop.
I just wanted to kiss the floor, I think, all of it.
You did. I took several photos of you.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. And obviously when we got to the main altar, you were there, and you know, and you were praying and stuff. And I remember sitting on the floor, and you were like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah."
You look spaced out.
Wow. I think all from standing on the ley lines and just basically wanting to run,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I was just charged.
Yeah.
And by times I'd reached the main altar, well, that was it then. I was out. Wow. What is going on? Like this was going on in my head. What is going on?
Well, like I said, Donna, nothing will happen, but everything will change.
Yeah. And you need time to process that,
Yeah.
actually, because you're being present in what was going on.
Yeah. The more present you are, the better.
Yeah. But then you need time to come away and process.
Well, you need the three.
Everything,
You need
really.
knowledge, wisdom, and you need the understanding.
Yeah.
So
It takes
we
a
had the
little
knowledge
longer,
of the numbers, a few numbers scattered.
Yeah.
We followed the signs.
Yeah.
And
We had
the
wisdom,
faith to get off our butts.
Yeah.
And go somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Otherwise, we might get swallowed by a whale.
Oh, no thanks.
And spat
Not
out
being
on the
spat
tour.
on, no thanks.
That was interesting. We'll
That
get to that.
was.
Yeah.
I mean, the pictures, we couldn't really take pictures at night, really, of our own pictures, and it's probably...
No, that was crazy.
It was.
Wow.
It started when we turned the corner. We could hear the drumming, but we turned the corner.
Yeah, and I said, the pagans are around the corner.
Pagans around the corner. And I think you said, that's them, they're waiting for Yeshua, drumming at the bottom. There's
Drumming at the bottom, waiting for Yeshua, yeah.
And we're going up to the top.
We're going up the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a mad walk. Pitch black with a phone. Did we have a phone
No,
light?
I had a very small little torch.
But to be fair,
But the battery was
didn't
dodgy.
really use it.
No.
And it was really nice, actually, to do that walk. Because you've got the trees there blowing. And so that adds to the mystical side to it. Yeah.
But it was the whole thing, like, obviously we do the drumming.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do drumming. So it was just the whole... Because the whole thing was just like a whole... If you understand symbols and you can read the symbols...
Yeah.
Because what's it about? We are the keeper of the mysteries.
Yeah.
You know, it says so in the scriptures.
So we were following this.
So mystery is something mysterious. I mean, what do people think a mystery is? So what you know...
It's not something
Yeah, you have to...
Well, we had
When the signs come, you have to be able to read them.
Yeah, first and foremost.
So it was just... When we came around the corner and I heard the drumming, and I knew, because obviously I'd been there before, I've obviously been to Glastonbury, this is my third time, So I knew what to expect.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what to
No,
expect,
I
and I knew
didn't.
you had no idea
I
what you
didn't.
were about to walk into.
The naked woman.
The naked woman, yeah. But
It was all
but
good
it was
fun,
the point
eh?
of, and the point is the following. I think, no, I don't think. I know, is that the pagan. You see, the pagans kept the secrets of alive for the goddess, the divine feminine. They kept it, you know.
Yeah.
They kept that going, and that's what was missing.
Yeah.
And that was part of the original teachings, and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't find that.
So the fact that we walked through the symbolically the pagan, we had to walk to the pagan lands.
Yeah. Well, like
you know,
say, all symbolic.
and you know, there they were drumming us up the hill.
Yeah.
And it as a walk.
It was
I
nice.
only realised afterwards, because it was so late at night, we could have took the car up there, because there's disabled parking, but obviously there's not going to be that many disabled people up at 11 o'clock at night up the tall.
Yeah, well, we did have to do that walk, but it was really nice.
And it was the walk. It's a
it's a pilgrim.
It's a pilgrimage, yeah.
Yeah.
And wasn't it odd that the minute we went through all the drumming and the fire and the symbolism of the fire and the transformation of the fire, did we have to walk at like 40 miles an hour up that hill?
No,
but it was like it was a march.
Yeah.
It was that, like, we had purpose.
Yeah.
It was like a purpose. We had a purpose, and walking up there and then seeing that shadow up ahead, and that shadow seemed so huge.
Yeah.
And it was pitch black.
Yeah.
It was pitch black.
Trees whistling.
Yeah, it was pitch black. And the more we walked, this shadow, and you couldn't determine.
Yeah.
And this was, for me, if I'm honest, I was in the world but not in the world.
Yeah.
So I was observing this, and I thought to myself, is this shadow walking towards me or walking ahead of me?
Yeah.
Is it coming? Because you could not determine that.
Couldn't.
Because of the perspective of the hill and the pitch black. And the only reason we knew there was someone was because a car at some point came down this hill, and that alerted us. But the problem was the lights were so bright, that light coming towards, that we were in the darkness.
Yeah.
And that car coming towards us, we couldn't see, because the lights were too bright to see the shadow, what made the shadow. But then when the lights were coming towards us, you could see the shadow very clearly, and then you couldn't determine, is that shadow coming towards you, or is that is whatever's making that shadow coming towards you or walking ahead of you.
Bless.
And that just seemed to spur us on even more.
Some strange woman we bumped into.
And then there was that lady looking for Paddington Farm.
Yeah, bless her. She looked a bit lost and disorientated. But anyway, we'd made it up. We went through the gates.
We went through the gates.
And then we hiked. It was like a hike, wasn't it? All the paths were kind of like, they were made out, you could make them out, but you could fall easy.
Oh, absolutely. And of course it was very windy, and and it's pitch black.
It's pitch black. But by times we'd got to we stopped actually halfway. Yeah. And had a look around.
Yeah, just taking get the energy.
Oh, wow.
And a breath.
And a breath.
And the breath of life.
Oh, it was lovely though, wasn't it?
And
it was
a
very
drink
magical.
of the living waters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because by times we reached halfway, we were quite high up. So everything, it was just being an observer of this panoramic view of like lights and life going on, but we're detached from it, or detaching. And then a few steps more, it weren't. It was a good few steps more. We reached the top. Am I trying to kid? I was breathing out my backside when I got to the top. Yeah. It's huge though, isn't it? It's a good walk. And then it's pitch black at night. And that lovely couple, that young couple.
Yeah. So then that wasn't lost on me, the symbolism of that. So then this was mind-blowing. Okay, again, anyway. So we get up the top, and then there was that young couple in the actual structure.
Yeah.
But
little candle on.
Very romantic. Not sleazy.
No.
It was beautiful.
Giggling.
And all you could hear was just this woman, this young girl giggling, and the echoing from this giggling, and it was windy. So we went and sat against the wall.
Yeah.
We went and sat against the wall, and we were just in our own space from that point.
Yeah.
I'll explain my experience. So we were just in our own space, and this is where probably, since I was a child, all I've ever wanted, really, if I'm really honest, was to be with Jesus, because I was so terrified of God. Jesus became my comfort, my rest. But obviously my perception of Jesus then, and my understanding of the Spirit of Christ and the man Jesus ben Joseph, or Yeshua ben Joseph, is different now, but anyway. And I longed for that as a child. But then obviously as you grow up, you learn, that's your life is your school. It's not your punishment, it's your school, it's your most precious thing. And just over the summer, this longing to be with Jesus, one with Jesus, within, I don't really know how to explain it. I do. I longed to be one with God, essentially. Now, the way to be one with God is to go through that process of crucifying who you think you are, crucifying the Adam, the firstborn, and being born again as the spiritual being in the person that we look at in one another. And then you are essentially one with God. They call it, you are the Spirit of Christ made manifest. Well, the word Christ means illuminated. So if we say you are the illuminated Spirit made manifest in a person, Donna, that is who God made you, not who you think you are or what the world made you. Yes, so I longed for that. And through the summer, it became like a longing. And as we got to Glastonbury, it occurred to me that's what it was. So my terminology for that loosely, easily to articulate to everyone, was, I'm going to find Jesus.
Yeah.
But obviously it meant a whole lot more.
Yeah.
It meant, and I felt like I had to go up that tour. And the tour was like symbolic of, obviously, the fact that there's the Michael and the Mary ley lines is obviously not lost, and all the rest of it. But it was on another level. It was like I was nothing. The person was nothing. The only thing that mattered was to be with God. But I was greedy. I wanted to be on earth and with God.
Well, heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth.
Yeah,
People need to read the Lord's Prayer and take it for what it really means. Anyway, so it was like I had to go up there, and my meditation, my place was to fling myself off the cliff.
Yeah, not physically though.
No, don't be silly.
No, I'm just thinking.
Yes, like I'm there.
Yeah.
That's
leap of faith. It is.
Yes,
doing
it's
it.
like that. It's that faith. It's that, isn't it? But it was like I was separating.
Yeah.
I was ripping away from everything the world thought of me, what I thought of me. into the hands of God.
Mm.
I knew there would be repercussions. That's when I said nothing will happen, but everything will change.
Yeah.
But lots did happen.
Yeah.
So we were up there, and then there was that beautiful maiden-like voice, the Lionsgate portal, 8 of the 8, which is obviously the balancing of the masculine and the feminine, and you know, if you can balance that, then you open your consciousness, you open yourself up to...
The gate is open.
The gate is open, yes. The floodgate is open. Let that spirit pour forth to be made. It was very mystical. So we're up there. It's windy.
Yeah.
We're up against the wall. There's this beautiful woman just giggling, and it's just so innocent and lovely. So anyway, so I'm meditating, and something, I feel like there's a shift in the energy. So I open my eyes, and lo and behold, there are 2 Dobermans. And they're just sort of there.
They just ran in from the side.
They ran in from the side, and so I was watching them. They didn't come anywhere near us, which is very odd for dogs because they were sniffing around and whatnot. I don't recall if they were barking. I don't think they were, because I didn't even realise if you even realised they were there. But no owner seemed to come for them. And eventually I thought, oh well, they're not going to come over. And, because the worst thing is to be deep in meditation and some dog licks your face. I mean, that's you know,
it's horrible.
That's not gonna. No, it's windy. It's cold. So once I realised they weren't going to come and disturb us, I sort of went back into my prayer, and then they just disappeared. Yeah.
So the next day we went to the Chalice Wells and Garden. That was beautiful. We got in there, and there's a I can never say this right. Vesica Pisces.
Yeah, it's the one.
On the floor. No, actually, as we got in there, there was a wisteria plant. Which,
yes.
Yeah, so wisteria. It's beautiful. So we walked straight up, and you walk through. It's a bit like a ritual. I remember you saying this is like
the whole thing. The whole thing was like a ritual that we didn't orchestrate.
No,
this is what I've
all.
come to realise.
Not at all.
And you couldn't even make it. And it all started with the night before when Haj was randomly like, you know, the Holy Spirit said, I need to pray for you. And then she whips out some oil. I'm like, that was when I knew this is game on. Yeah. Father has got something up his sleeve. Yeah. Yeah. All we had to do was follow the signs and get ourselves to that place.
Yeah. And it happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
Oh, yeah.
And we walk through, and there's a Vesica Pisces on the floor. And, you know, and that's beautiful as well. It's made out of stone and stuff. I remember walking through the gate, and then straight to your right, that's where the Vesica Pisces pool is. Yeah. And the Michael and Mary ley lines, they were down there. And you see in the pictures where Kerry's straddling both lines, shall I say?
Oh, yeah. Leaving nothing to chance.
Yeah, shoes off,
Shoes off,
get in there. And it's really beautiful. And I had an urge to, first of all, it started off, I needed to put my feet in the water, and I was thinking then, oh God, what part do you put your feet in? Because are you allowed, basically, you know? Don't want to get in trouble.
Donna, our Father has said, the wicked will never inherit the earth.
Oh no. I just didn't know if I was going to be allowed and get in trouble.
Well, I would have said, well, I gave her
just
permission.
go for it. Yeah, just
go for it, kid.
So shoes off.
I'm keeping KV.
Yeah.
Or chips. What do you say in this country when someone's keeping the lookout for you?
The lookout.
Oh, yeah, I'm keeping the lookout for you.
There you go.
Get yourself in that energy.
Yeah, but it's really nice. I'm just visualising it now, and I'm sitting by the side. I've got my hand in the water. For some reason, to actually physically putting your hand in the water is better for me. I like to visualise and feel things as well. Yeah.
When I was because I didn't know you were taking photos of me. I had no idea. At any point. And I was taking photos of you because I don't like all those staged photos. No. And they were just beautiful. Like, what I love is like you get in there. You get in.
Yeah.
You get in. You're like you're like fearless.
Just get in there.
You are fearless.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm not waiting for a man to save me. I'm saving myself, girlfriend.
No, but you will anoint one.
Yeah.
Anoint one. You will anoint one's feet.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, that was magical. And then we had a nice walk round. Remember the 2 trees? What was the story of the 2 trees? Was that Joseph of
Joseph of
Arimathea?
Arimathea.
He had planted those 2 trees, hadn't he?
There are many legends.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, because the land was there before those trees came, and wherever the trees came, you know, who brought them. It's a symbolism of how the story has been hijacked. Yes, but again, the wicked will never inherit the earth.
Absolutely.
It might look a bit like it, but you know, it's all an illusion.
Oh, it is.
We'll quietly create heaven on earth while everyone's skirmishing over the scraps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And life did change when we got back
Oh,
from Glastonbury. Wow,
It's still
everything
changing. We're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
It's not even.
The garden part, when we were in the gardens, and obviously we went up and to the water, the Lion's Head, the red water. We tasted that. It's full of iron and stuff. Yeah, it was horrible, wasn't it?
It's that taste of blood.
Yeah.
I got a thing. I can't.
It's like thinking
I can.
of Catholics
If someone is
drinking blood.
yeah, if someone is bleeding, I can actually smell them. It's hot.
It was like that. It was full on, that water.
It was very full on.
Tasted that sparingly. But
The white water's lovely, but obviously they had naked people in that well, and I don't know whether the tap goes through that.
Yeah.
You know. So I was like, no thanks.
No, we'll leave it.
Well, she did have knickers on.
Yeah.
Bless her.
And looked like she was having fun, so that's the main thing anyway.
I sojourned in the pagan lands for a while.
Oh,
Yes,
you
as
know
an
what?
observer. I've observed them. Yes. Yeah. And they have fun, you know.
Yeah.
They
looked to me, they were totally having fun, you know what I mean?
Well, I have to thank them in as part of my journey. And you say them, they're not them, it's us. It's all us. We're all the same.
It's not
It's
them
all
and
us,
us,
yeah.
yeah.
There are many ways. There is only one way,
Yeah.
but there are many ways to arrive
Yeah.
at the way.
Yeah. 1 to 9 is easier.
1 to 9 is easier.
Well, do you know what else I was going to say? We've got a picture of you in the healing pool. Kerry, how cold was that water?
Donna,
no, really,
it
how
was
cold?
freezing.
Yeah.
It was freezing.
I mean, you stood in there for about 10 minutes, and I know,
Donna,
clearly...
Donna,
but
can I
was
tell
like,
you,
that's cold.
if that pool had, if there was half a foot more water in that pool, I would have laid down.
Oh, really? Oh,
Absolutely.
Wow. Oh, fair play to you, but I got in and straight back out. It's way too cold for my liking. That was colder than cold. Would that be freezing?
Yeah. Yes, it would be freezing. Well, I don't know. Technically, freezing should have some kind of ice on it. Shouldn't it? Technically, I don't know. Words. It was so cold that when you got out, you actually felt that the part of your body that was in the water was lame.
Yes. There you go. That's a perfect way to explain it. So the only way, really, to get blood circulating back in my feet was to get moving. So we went up at the top by the
Chalice well.
The chalice well. There was people there, and they were doing healing, maybe, or
something like that.
or something. Well, I didn't really feel the need to stand right at
Me
that
neither.
point.
I really didn't myself.
No.
I felt I was very comfortable sitting to that one side.
Yeah.
But we found that alcove, didn't we? That was beautiful.
What made me think of that the other day was the acorns were falling off the tree. They were acorns, weren't they? Where we were sitting, and I was thinking, you know, little squirrel up there, banging them down on us. But that was a really nice moment. I mean, it was more than a moment. Obviously, we were there, and we did both sit and relax for a good few minutes. It was really nice. I think it's only coming away you realise, wow, what was really going on. Because I don't remember a lot of through the meditation parts. I was remembering kind of symbols, but it was piecing them together when we get home.
Yeah.
Obviously, the signs and the symbols. We followed them. We arrived. We've come home.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you're a soldier, you have to know how to take orders, you know, because there's always something trying to run interference.
Yeah.
So You have to discern.
Yeah. It's having faith in yourself, isn't it?
It's having faith
In yourself, in what you believe in to be true now, which is now your faith.
It's having faith in something greater than yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, simply put.
And that is greater than yourself is also within you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And having the courage.
And having the courage to know who you really are.
And warts and all.
And what a magical unfolding. Imagine this. Imagine the moment you awaken to the knowledge of who you are. Okay, that feeling, I know that. I know it. I know the feeling. Okay, and it is gratitude. It is gratitude. It is a gratitude that means there is nothing for you to fear. Nothing. The Almighty is your Father. Now I understand. To some people this must sound absolutely stark, raving mad, but too many things have happened in my life. Too many metaphysical, mysterious occurrences for me not to understand that I know what I know. In one moment I know nothing.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful place to be.
Yeah.
Because it's not you know nothing, you're stupid. It's you know nothing, which leaves yourself open to knowing whatever it is that our Father needs you to know.
Absolutely. Is it inner journey?
It was our inner journey, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That declaration of I am. We made a stand.
Oil lamps.
Oil lamps, yes.
Part in the Bible.
Which part in the Bible about the oil lamps? About the
virgins
waiting
waiting
for the bridegroom. And some didn't take enough oil. And of course, then some fell asleep. But then there were some that were well prepared. Listen, we were there, front and centre. And we had reservoirs of oil. There was no way I was missing Jesus. I waited my whole life. I've waited my whole life. I had never, I never had an intention to leave the country I was born in. Never. Ever? Why? Why would you? Why would you? This is Africa. This is the cradle of life. I lived in the kingdom of the Zulus. Why? Down the road is the ocean, Indian Ocean. It's 25 degrees on a roundabout basis. You know what I mean? There's not even that weather in this country in the summer most days. That's the ocean. That's it. Why would you? But then just one day I woke up and I just knew I had to go to England. And within months, that was it. We were here. And of course, everything changed. Yeah. And it was again like that moment. I knew I had to get there. I had no idea why. All I could say is we were going to find Jesus, because that was the only way I had of articulating it. But now the understanding is just so huge.
Yeah, and so much did change.
And everything changed.
Yeah. And that was it.
And that was it.
And off we went. Back down the motorway.
Back down the motorway.
Back to Coventry.
The Phoenix City.
Yeah.
They say people get sent to Coventry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coventry.
Do you know, I did have the best night's sleep ever there, though, where we stayed. It was on a ley line, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the Mary line.
So no window.
Yeah.
It's a
We were in
beautiful
and we were
night's
like,
sleep.
lights out.
Yeah.
You were gone before me. I know what happened was you were just like out.
Yeah.
And I was still like,
You did.
I was buzzing.
Yeah.
I was buzzing. So I had to just write some stuff down.
Yeah.
Which was interesting.
Yeah.
Because the next morning, the lady who was the owner of the B&B was
Yeah.
chatting, and it was like the thing that I wrote down
Yeah.
was
relevant
what,
for
relevant for
her
what
to-
had to be said.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So following the signs in the getting your ass, getting your butt,
getting your butt.
and following the
Yeah.
signs. So thank you though.
As a human being in
Yeah.
this modern day and age, are you a keeper of the mysteries still? Or are you just warming a pew?
Yeah.
You know? Wow. Wow. I don't know how. Like, yeah, I do know how. Yeah. The wicked will never inherit the earth.
No.
Not as long as you and I are here, Donna. High five, kiddo.
Yay!
We follow the signs.
Well done.